Alrighty, so I thought that we would ask about the inner versus the outer you, as in the true you, who you really are, as opposed to what it is that people see when they see you. So, we'll be using the activations oracle cards, as well as the spirit animal oracle cards, and the archetypes made by the same author or artist, and the Osho Zen Tarot. So, two groups, they will be determined by the activations oracle cards. Group number 1. And group number 2. Okay. So group number 1, card number 38, Remembrance. And here it says, the frequency of remembrance supports our memory of everything that we have gone through as a soul and body, providing us with valuable information and tools to flow gracefully with and in this life. In group number 2, it's card number 35, Perception. The frequency of perception supports our natural curiosity, moving us beyond our comfort zone to find the edges of what we perceive as real and to take a good, hard, deep look at it. So, group number 1, Remembrance. And group number 2, Perception. And we'll begin with group number 1. So group number 1, who are you? Who is the real you? Who is the inner you? I also saw that. The bee. And how do people perceive you or see you? Who is the outer you that you show to the world? Oh! The phoenix. Okay. What do you mean by the bee? This one. Queen bee. What do you mean by phoenix? Oh, that's too many. But let's see what happened here. The pilgrim, the siren, the self, and the mother. Holy shit. People see you as a lot of things. You play a lot of roles in a lot of people's lives. Ooh. But let's just get one for the phoenix. The judge. Okay. Where do you live? castle. Holy shit, dude. Okay, where do people see you as dwelling? Well, we had two. The underworld and the ocean. But we just want one. The cave. The Cave of Wonders. Okay. What tools or gifts do you use? That's a lot, but we'll take the thread. But let's see what happened here. The prayer, the tear, the mirror, the vow, the vision, the nectar. Ooh. Okay, and what tool or gifts do people see you as having or using? Oh. The seed. Okay, so tell me about the bee in one word. Oh, I said one, no. Okay. Awareness, which in this deck is the Chariot. And tell me about the Phoenix. I see you. The Queen of Cups. Healing. Another queen. But we also saw experiencing, or the Three of Wands. Okay, group number 1. Who you are, the inner you that most people don't realize about you, is that you are exceptionally hardworking, but in ways that are unique, that people might not consider hard work because they have never invested themselves in the type of work that you invest yourself in. Who you are is somebody who may be a bit introverted. You like to stay in the castle. You like to take good care of yourself and your things. But more than anything, what you do when you're alone is you connect to spirit. This thread right here. This is the tool that you use. This is your gift. You have a very clear channel to source, and you have a really strong faith. And you trust it so much. Those are your eyes, like your angels, your spirit team, they are your eyes and your ears, so much so that you have peace and you don't even need to see anything with your own eyes. They are your eyes, they are your ears. That's how connected you are to them. But you've been working really hard on it for a very long time, and you're constantly working and you're doing the work of angels. That's why you have this gift. That's why they lend you their eyes and their ears. You're constantly doing the work of spirit. What's really difficult about your existence is that, like I said, the work that you do isn't often seen or recognized by the people around you. And the type of work that you do is all internal, all internal. You have a strong awareness of self, but that's something you earned. You worked really hard on it. And the deeper you go inward, the more you remember who you are. And there is always a familiarity that you're able to tap into. The way people see you, or the outward image of you? Well, people don't see very much about you. They don't see you at all. There's such this black and white, black and white. It's because there's so much color within you and where you live and in your private world, but you don't show that outward. And if you do, they are colors of the spectrum that like only a hummingbird could see, right? Like the human eyes can't grasp those colors that you are. So what they see is like black, white, and gray when they look at you. They can't even perceive you for who you are. Their awareness can't reach or extend that far. But they do see you as somebody who is constantly transforming. They see you as incredibly, like they do see a royalty about you. There is a queen energy within you that other people can feel and they can see it. And it's very intimidating to them. They see you as somebody who is an observer, who sees all things, who catches everything. So people are kind of intimidated in your presence, and people look up to you. When they look at you, they're looking up to you. They see you as a healer of sorts, and they see you as somebody who's been working really hard on their own healing. They see you as very hardworking. Again, not in the way that you actually are, because they can't grasp the work that you do. But all of these hands right here, people acknowledge that you are incredibly hardworking, and they also acknowledge that there is something like magical about what it is you build and create and put your energy into. People believe you are a very strong judge of character, but people feel that you live at a distance and it's very hard to get to know you. They believe that you kind of fester, like you sit alone and you brood and you fester and you judge. Like people who have like perhaps a more negative, inaccurate view of you, this is what they think. People who don't know you very well at all, they project that onto you, that you're somebody who is very discriminatory, and is very stop go with the energy of other people. Somebody who sits alone and watches what's going on and festers and broods. They don't know what kind of work it is you even do, but they know that there is work involved. But for the most part, people really don't understand you, but they do understand one thing. There is a royal energy here, and there is a strong power. They see you as somebody they acknowledge, whether they know you well or not. All people do acknowledge that you have been through many transformations, and that you have a very transformative energy. People see you as somebody who, that again, is a good judge of character, and that they can come to you if you are open to it, and they can ask you for advice on just about anything, and you can give a clear-cut answer. There's no ambivalence in your nature. You have a clear insight, and people see that and they trust you and your judgment. Something about you is really like familiar. People can meet you for the first time and they will resonate with you in a way that they have known you before, whether in this life or a past life. Something about you comes off very familiar to all people, even strangers. People feel safe and protected by you. People feel really safe and protected, and that your hands are very responsible hands to be in, or to put their problems in. You have a lot of energy, a lot of mental and physical energy, and people can feel that. They just don't know what it is you do with it. What you do with it is you do the work of spirit, and you channel spirit all the time. see what else is here. Inner you. Wow, okay, never mind. One thing's for sure, you are a leader. You are a leader of your own life and the life of many people. You have like a very high spiritual status or spiritual ranking. I think that people see you as somebody who's like very blessed and very lucky, and that you always have power and the world around you always gives you all the more power. People who don't know you well have a resentment or like a jealousy because they believe that you are just lucky. That you've been given some kind of a power to judge, that you've been given some kind of power to heal, that everything you touch turns to gold in a way. What they don't see is the work that you do. People don't know how hard it is you've been working in this life and over many different lifetimes in the physical and the energetic spiritual world. It's not even that you are blessed or so lucky. It's that you work really, really hard and you just don't talk about it. And you have such an energy that like comes in and comes out. Like you'll be gone off the radar for a while and then you'll pop back in, and all of a sudden like you have all of these great things that you've built and created that you worked on harder than anybody could have ever imagined. But because all they see is like the final product or what it is that you ended up with rather than the road that you took to get there, they imagine that you were just lucky and that things are just given to you, when that's not the case. Anything you were ever given came from spirit, not even other people. And even then you had to work really hard to build that tether and to keep going inward and remembering yourself and having awareness of who you are, deeper and deeper layers of yourself, just so that you can connect to source. That's how strong your faith is, and that's how hard you work. The people don't see that. Most of them don't realize that. They just recognize you as somebody who sits around and waits and like generates an energy that brings things to him or her, when that's not the case. You just happen to not talk about your failures. You happen to not talk about your wins. You don't really talk about anything. When you involve other people in your life, it's more like they are involved in yours because they need help, so you help them. You focus on other people and give them what they need without really asking for anything in return, without really talking about yourself, whether for good or for bad. So something about you is like very misinterpreted by people, especially those who are resentful and quick to judge you. But people don't know how hard you work, and you work very, very hard on yourself and your connection to spirit. And that's why you come off as blessed. Because in a way, yeah, you are, but you earned it. Okay. So I hope that resonates. And we're going to move on to group 2. Perception. So Group 2, number 35, perception. Let's see what we have here. Group 2, who are you Who is the inner, the real you? The bat. And how do people perceive you? What is their perception of you? The firefly. Wow. Well, they know you've got wings, that's for sure. They just don't realize how big they are. Clarify the bat. The pilgrim and the unseen. But we just want one. Mother. Okay, can you clarify the firefly? Oh, that was quick. The orphan. Wow. Dang. Okay. Where do you live? Whoa. The bardo. Or the liminal, the world between worlds. Wow. Where do people think you live? The bridge. What tools do you use? Oh. Okay, so we had the gem and the mirror. But let's just get one. Take this one. Oh, wait, what? The prayer. Ah! Again with the mirror, the mask. Okay. We just want one for the firefly. Oh. The sword. Okay, one for the bat. Letting go. Which is like exactly what the bat symbolizes. One for the firefly. Oh. Seven of Swords. Politics. Whereas that's the Eight of Cups. Right here. Okay. Now, you have a very tricky energy, whether you mean to or not. I think that you don't like to be seen for who you are. What you show to the world is much, much lighter and more joyful than what's actually going on within you. So perception makes sense then, the energy of perception. But I think also you are very much affected and changed by other people's perceptions of you. For good and for bad, deliberately and unwittingly. So who it is that you are, the inner you, is somebody who you have a really hard time letting go of connections and even ideas. You love to hold on to things. They define you in a lot of ways. And I don't mean material things. I mean like people or energies or ideas or feelings and even like philosophies. Everything that you learn and you feel and you experience is like a really important thing to you, a really important part of you. And it's really hard for you to let go of them. But it's what you're constantly doing anyway. There's such like a feng shui quality about the way that you live and move through life. Anytime you like let go of something or throw something away, you know, like with intention, you do it because you know that it creates movement in your life for something new to come in, for a transformation of sorts to take place. Even on the most minute of levels, you feel it very much because you're very sensitive to all things. Who you are is like exceptionally nurturing, more so to other people than to your own self. And that's why it's so important for you to take time and go inward and find a way to release any kind of energies that have been stuck on you from outer reality. Because otherwise you have the capacity to care and to give and to love like a mother. But it can be very harmful for you because you're somebody who has like countless like children in this world. You take care of all people in a really weird like secret way. And what's more, you don't just see people for their projections or perceptions that they put outward. You don't just see their outer selves. You can see people's inner selves and for who they really are, who they want to be seen as, and also who they don't want you to see of themselves. You see all of it, like immediately. And that's what makes it so hard for you to like dissociate or detach from them or find a way to not care or to let them go. It's really hard for you to do that. You're incredibly sensitive and innately nurturing. Who you are is somebody that has a lot of faith, but people around you don't even know that about you. You pray all the time for yourself, but even more so for the people around you. You're constantly pouring water into other people's cups without them even realizing it. You care so much more about other people than your own self. It's like almost to the point of self-harm. because you will take care of somebody else before you take care of yourself, even if you're the one who needs it 10 times more. Because ultimately what you need is to see other people around you be safe and okay. So that's why, like, people see you as the firefly, because all you show them is just like this tiny spark of happiness and joy and creativity and love and inspiration everywhere you go. It is kind of a mask that you wear, not in that it's fake or inauthentic, it's just that underneath it there's such a complex darkness that you don't want to share with other people. You're scared of like infecting or like contaminating like the other people with your darkness. So you keep that to yourself and you only show like the happiest, most loving version of yourself to the best that you can. It's like a way of protecting other people. But ironically, for that reason, people project onto you as though you're the one who needs all of that light. So when people see you, rather than seeing the mother energy, the caretaker energy that you are, they will choose to see the orphan. They will project onto you how it is they feel. They will see you as somebody who is in need. They will see you as somebody who maybe is weak. They will see you as somebody who's constantly reaching out to make connections and be connected, because they don't realize that who you are is connected to all of the everything all the time. You're not reaching out to other people to feel connected and feel good and feel whole. You'd only do it when you feel that people need it from you. That's the only reason you do it, is for other people. But they choose to project onto you whatever it is that they are, which is somebody who's always reaching for you because they need you and your light and your spark. And underneath it, they feel this divine mothering energy, like this very Mother Mary, whether you're male or female, like this Mother Mary energy. They feel it and they're helped by it unconsciously. But people see you as somebody who is perhaps quick to cut communication, even though that's not really the case. It's not easy for you to cut people off or cut people out or keep them at a distance because you feel how much their energy tugs on yours. But you do have to find a way, and you do successfully find a way to put like a wall so that you can go inward and like recharge yourself. So people who are needy and codependent on your energy see it as like a sword, that you just cut people out and that you are cold equations, and that, oh, I guess they were just fake after all, is like what people might have said before. When the fact of the matter is, you were not. You were authentic, but you have to hold back, otherwise they will take everything from you. And you know that, and it's happened before. So the problem with you is that people project a lot onto you. It's almost like the curse of being a mother. The more that you give, the more people feel entitled to take, and then project onto you whatever it is that they are, that they don't want to see about themselves. They say that's true for you. And you know that. You're like aware of that. That's why you're always in the process of letting go. Not because you want to, but because you have to. Because this is the effect that you have on people. It's very powerful. And they don't want to accept that they are the ones who need you, not vice versa. Very difficult. You have a lot of struggles, a lot of inner struggles, and you keep them to yourself. But you see everything, and you feel everything, and you hear everything. And the people around you don't seem to understand that. So that's like the majority of people who have been hurt by you, or who are very, very needy of your energy. That's how they will like choose to see you. But otherwise, there's like obviously a positive group of people out there who have like a positive reception of you. And they see you as somebody who is like a martyr. They recognize how much you give and are like, you have like an everlasting love about you. They feel that you are like immensely, endlessly generous with what you give. They feel that they can always feel you around them even when you guys are apart. People have conversations in their head with you, and they know somewhere that you can hear it and that you're answering. It brings them a lot of comfort, relief, and even inspiration and creativity. It perks them up when they're down. They see you as the perfect embodiment of light and dark, masculine and feminine. They see that. They see you as somebody who knows what to use and when to use it. When to be soft and gentle and vulnerable, as opposed to when to be aggressive and strong and stand your ground like a fort. They see that you have all of these qualities, and they respect that you know exactly which one to use at what time. They see you as somebody who's like severely antisocial, at the same time somebody who can be like an extraordinarily social butterfly. They see the duality in you, and they really respect that about you. That's why they respect you when you go off and take time to yourself. They know that it's not because you're being cold or cutting them out. They understand how much energy it takes just to be you. And they respect that about you. Despite the fact that they don't see everything it is that you are and go through, they wouldn't be able to. And what's more, you wouldn't let them, because you wouldn't want them to carry the burden of even that kind of heavy knowledge of you. But that positive group, they see enough and they know enough to know that they can trust you and that there's something really magical about you. Okay. So I think that'll do. Thank you.